don't want them ringing around here. I thank everybody for coming in for these new virtual town halls. We just want to begin to answer some brief or give you some brief information on where we're going with the county and what we're trying to do. We've gotten some questions that we want to begin to address, and we will begin to address that at the end. But you know, Representative Bruneau, I'm going to let you go ahead and tell us about the elections coming up now, if you would.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I am State Representative Rhonda Bruneau, and I just want to tell you, talk to you about the fact that to make sure that you are registered to vote, the last day is October the 5th. Also, that you go ahead, you can request your absentee ballot now if that's how you plan to vote, but we need everybody to request them now to make sure that they're in the mail on time, or you can use the boxes that will be, I think they're gonna be at the recreation centers in the county, so you can put them there. And the other thing is that we've been working really hard to get everybody's the unemployment. If you've been seeing the articles on TV, there are lots of people who have not received their unemployment payments since March. And so we have been having press conferences and bringing attention to the fact that, so if you know somebody that has not received their unemployment, ask them to contact their state representative, and we will send it in to the Commissioner Mark Butler, because we don't know when the moratorium is going to happen in Clayton County, when the courts go back and people will start to get evicted from their apartments or houses because they haven't been able to pay their rent. So if anybody's having problems collecting unemployment, ask them to contact their state representative. Thank you.
Representative Bruneau, can you also speak on that eviction subject as well? I've gotten calls from constituents who've gotten, what are they called? Notices to vacate.
Okay. Well, there is a moratorium, but now if they got it from, it depends on who they received the notice of eviction from. If they received it from the courts, then that's going to be valid. If they just received it from their landlord, because the courts have not gone back. There are some people now that had, from what I understand, had eviction notices that were supposed to come out that were pre-COVID. And so those don't come under the COVID part of it. But those people after the March part, I don't think the courts and the sheriff have not started serving those notices yet. So I think that's where because the courts have not opened up. But I do think they're going to open up at the end. I think it's the end of July is when Justice Melton has said for them to start. So they need to make sure that they are prepared, or that they need to have paid their rent up.
Okay.
And then also they need to contact Georgia Power, the water company, and the gas company to make arrangements. If they make arrangements, they're not going to do any shutoffs. But if you don't make any arrangements, then you probably will get your utility shut off.
Great. Thank you for that information.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, I also want to start with this. MARTA has received, or Clayton County, MARTA has received $13 million in a federal grant to begin the Clayton County bus facility here in Clayton County. So that is a great facility that's going to become coming to Clayton County and creating some jobs here. So we're happy for that. That was done here just a couple of days ago. August 12th was when the announcement was made. So we're really thrilled and happy about that coming here. SPLOST updates. The Lake Spivey Rec Center. We have almost completed we completed the construction, and now we're just waiting on permitting. We should be done and scheduled to open roughly the middle of September here. And we're going to have a ribbon cutting that we're going to be scheduling probably around the end of September, the beginning of October. So we're really happy about this project and what is taking place in the utilization of your SPLOST dollars. The dog park, which we put in place last year in 2019, is scheduled to be completed actually next week. So we're going to have something for all you dog lovers out here over at the International Beach. We asked them to put everything that you could put in there that I guess not the people love, but the dogs love. So we're going to move forward with that as well. We've already started construction on the beach, the internet or the water park, which we call the beach. We're hopefully that's going to be finished roughly around July of 2021. So that's scheduled to go into place as well. So we're really happy about that. So we're moving forward and we're trying to really get these back projects moving forward and completed as well. What else have we done? Clayton County was awarded the Georgia Smarts Award, Community Award last week as well. That gives us a $75,000 grant to implement smart pedestrian plan projects. So we've had some issues, as you all know, on 1941 and around the county, and we want to begin to use these funds to take care of our citizens that, one, have to walk and two, that love to walk. So we want to do that. How many are using hopefully raise your hands if you're using the trails. If you're using those trails, we love them, we love them, we love them. We're actually talking about, yes, Ms. Inslee, you use them quite frequently. We're in talks to begin to try to expand the trails. We want to begin to expand the trails to make them safe and for folks just to get out and get some exercise. Though this COVID is keeping us in-house and in place, what is taking place is these trails have been utilized unbelievably. We see people out walking every day, and we have one of the churches that gives away free water every day, and we just love it. In fact, we got Troy on. If Troy, you want to talk about the trails, what's going on over there, we'd appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Good morning or good afternoon, Commissioner Davis.
Good morning, good afternoon.
Yeah, we, like Commissioner Davis said, we're looking. We have an excellent trail system there at International Park. We are looking to try and expand that trail system. We have close to $10 million dedicated through SPLOST funds for the 2021 year. We're going to look at taking the trail from International Park. You'll be able to take that trail all the way to the city of Jonesboro. On your golf cart, on your bicycle, and or you will be able to walk it. So, that trail system is heavily used. As Commissioner Davis said, our recreation center, it's going to be unlike any other recreation center you've been in before. If you're into fitness or want to get into fitness, that will be the facility that you want to visit frequently. If you're the dog lover, like Commissioner Davis, we're gonna have him, cut the dog leash and watch the dogs run, when we open, and he's gonna, it's a very nice dog park. It's going to be our first dog park in Clayton County. We have one down in the south end of the county and here at International Park. And the water park, we're going to have the state's longest lazy river. Mm-hmm. It's 1,536 feet long. It's going to be the longest in the state of Georgia, and it'll be very, very good for people of all ages, to float around on their floats and enjoy the water. Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course, we'll still have our slide complex. It's going to be your traditional water park. You're not going to have any sand around, to deal with. It'll be your traditional water park that you will be very, very proud of. It will become a destination for people all over the county, all over the metro area, to come. It'll be a great attraction for the county.
Great. Yeah, and we have to thank Troy for putting up with me. Last year when I came to office, and I brought the dog park idea up, which is kind of unique for me. Troy took it and ran with it, and I think we have one of the top dog parks in Metro Atlanta. So for that, I want to say thank you, Troy, for all your hard work and hard efforts.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great.
So, and the lazy river as well. We implemented that, and I didn't know it was going to be the longest in the state. but I think that is going to be beautiful, especially for those of us that just that we love the water. You still want to do that walking, and that's going to help. That's going to help your cardio, and that's going to help your legs and conditioning. So I think that's going to be very, very fun. And Miss Inslee, we're going to let you be the first one to get in and get all the way down there. So we're going to have a good time with that. Our branding, we have launched our new logo and our new tagline and slogan, which is, our slogan is where the world lands and opportunities take off. What we want to do, in my vision, is through cleaning up this county, we want to begin to use these new slogans and these new brand our county to where we're looked upon highly. Our police department has done one heck of a job during this COVID season. Our fire, we've got folks in this county that work for us that are second to none. And we've got to applaud what they're doing. And they're going to be looked upon very highly. And we want to brand them as well as keeping us going forward. But with that said, I want to bring on Captain Turnipseed to begin to speak about our crime stats here and what else is going on in Clayton County.
Good morning, everyone. Clayton County is doing very, very well as far as our stats go. We're looking really, really good compared to this time last year. Our calls for service are up only 0.16%. We went from 88,748 to 88,889 calls for service, and that's even with COVID. Our Part 1 crimes are down 24%, which Part 1 crimes are the high priority crimes against persons, crimes against property. Our crimes against property are down 8.5%. Crimes against property are down 27%. Homicide rate is down 5%. Rape down 19. Robbery down 30. The only crime stat that we're actually up in is we're up in 8% against aggravated assault, and that's going to include your domestic related aggravated assaults and things of that nature. Burglary is down 61%, theft is down 13%, and vehicle theft is down 23% as opposed to this time last year. And speaking for Sector 4, bear with me 1 second, let me scroll down my PowerPoint. We're doing very well on our response times as well. Our priority 1 response times are 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Priority 2 calls is 4 minutes and 54 seconds. And priority 3 is 5 minutes and 26 seconds. So our response times to our crimes in sector in and of itself, we have a very good response as a whole in that. Does anyone have any questions in reference to the crime stats at all?
Yeah, Jason, if you could unmute folks so they can ask those questions to Captain Turnipseed.
I believe most of them can unmute themselves if they have any questions. So we should be good.
Anyone? All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Captain Turnipseed, you want to do as far as community development, as far as riding?
Community affairs. Yes, so community affairs, we have Sergeant Isaac with us today and Detective Rodney Bryant. That will be Detective Bryant is our new officer for Sector 4 and everything, so he will be the go-to person for community affairs. But we'll let Sergeant Isaac speak first in reference to introduction with community affairs.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sergeant Isaac. I am the supervisor of community affairs. You guys can always reach out to me if you need anything. I will be happy to give you my phone number and my email if you have any questions. Let me know. I'll give you a few seconds. I'll give you my email. The email is community.affairs@claytoncountyga.gov. And my phone number is 678-618-0943. Anyone have any?
Sergeant Isaac,
Yes, sir.
How should folks utilize you? How should you be utilized for them?
Okay, so our unit is utilized. We can schedule community meetings, neighborhood watch meetings, and HOA meetings. We can do those virtually. We also do any events throughout the community, such as annually we have our basketball tournaments. This year, COVID has placed a lot of things on hold because around this time we would usually be having our open house. We will also have the National Night Out, and we will be planning for any Halloween festivities. But this year, COVID has placed a lot of things on hold. Our division also deal with the media and social media. So we deal with a lot of things within the community. If you're wanting to bring our officers lunch, say thank you, any mask or anything of that nature, we would be the unit that you would reach out to. If you have anything for us or if you have any questions or concerns, we are the go-to unit.
Great. We have any questions for Sergeant Isaac?
All right,
We do
thank
have
you.
to unmute ourselves.
I did have a question.
Yes, sir.
But this is actually probably more for Captain Turnipseed. One of the questions we had was about crime, and just wondering, we're at the park a lot, the International Park a lot, so we were wondering if there was any crime in and around that area that we've seen, just for, just so we would know.
No, the park is actually very, very good. The only thing that we've had issues with at the park is some vandalizing with a little bit of gang members doing some tagging, which we've addressed and identified some of the individuals involved with that. But outside of that, the park itself is outstanding.
Great, thank you.
Hopefully we can keep it that way. And welcome, Detective Bryant.
Hello to everyone. Just introduce myself. I'm your new sector liaison for Sector 4. My email address is rodney.bryant@claytoncountyga.gov. And my telephone number is 678-898-7208. Any concerns regarding this sector? Feel free to contact me at any time.
Thank you. And also, Captain Turnipseed, you address also, I know we had some, I don't know if we have anybody on from the Camp Road area where we just put up the speed detection device. Can you tell us how that's going and how do we use that?
Well, I actually was not, we had an issue trying to download some of that I was telling you that I was down, I needed to load. It will actually go up on Monday. What we did, get some officers out there and everything. We've actually issued over 20 citations this past week in that general area on camp, just for speeding, equipment violations, and things of that nature. And like I said, with our conversation, the speed time will go up. We just had some issues downloading some data and software upgrades that needed to be done to retrieve the data that was needed.
Great, great. So when folks are having issues with speeders or any kind of traffic in their subdivisions, what should they do?
Basically, you can reach out to me. I'll give you actually my cell phone number and my email address as well, if the moderator can put that in the chat section. It's Jody, Jodi, Turnipseed, TURNIPSEED @ClaytonCountyGA.gov. And my cell phone number is 678-618-7431. Again, it's 678-618-7431. And you can reach out to me. Obviously, if there's something that is egregious and needs to be addressed immediately, please dial 911 and everything. And what I try and do is if there's an issue in a certain area, I disseminate the information to each one of my and everything, and then try and address the issue having. And if I request for the speed sign, know that there may be a waiting list, but there's also other signs that I can reach out to with our traffic unit, they have access to a couple of signs. And if they don't have them assigned at the time, then I can reach out to them and try and get the speed limit signs addressed at that point and positioned out.
Great, great, thank you. We've also had a new move, and Captain Williams, you might want to go in and tell us about what's going on with code enforcement now, and where is it going to be?
Everybody, I'm Captain Williams, the commander of District 4. I'm also the code officer of the entire county. Recently, we had a what we call a meeting to combine both code enforcement with refuge control. And that is scheduled to take place sometime in the month of October. What that would do will put code enforcement and the refuge control all under one umbrella to help out on the abatement processes. What was going on earlier, code enforcement would send the abatements over to refuge control, and then refuge control will go out and fix the force cleans that we send over to them. By joining both of the units, soon as they get the abatement process, they can just go right there and handle the problem, handle the issue. Over the last 6.5 months for code enforcement on Sector 4, on District 4, we had 1,565 cases. Out of those cases, 1,392 are closed. Only 173 of those cases are open. Yes, our cases have gone up, but our citations have gone down. Saying that means all our residents are coming into compliance. The reason our numbers were up was due to the COVID, because my unit were basically working from the house. So now we are back. We're conducting blitzes in the subdivisions. Just on August 1, we did 3 blitzes: Sherwood, Windshire, Barbie, Douglas. And we did, prior to that, we did the blitz Highland Park, Running Mead, and prior to that, we did Valley Hill subdivisions. Yes. The HOAs and the neighborhood watches have been reaching out to us to handle blitzes in the area. We look at our stats and we try to accommodate the best we can on that. Any other issues other than that, please feel free to contact me. My phone number is 404-273-0631. Email JIMMY.Williams, WILLIAMS @ClaimCountyGA.gov. I also have one of my highly recommended code officers here today, Officer Aldrich, who is also on the Zoom to answer any further questions. That'll be it for me, sir. I have Ms. Aldrich answering the questions if any was to come up.
Good morning, this is Officer Aldrich. I'm available to any questions.
Questions? Now, this is going to be interesting. You mean we have no questions for code enforcement?
I have a question.
That's got to be a first.
I have a question.
Yes.
Just wondering, I guess, do we contact, who do we contact? I guess we just call your office if we actually want a blitz to come in our subdivision. If we see, like, to address, issues of our neighbors or something like that, just to call you guys to do a blitz, or you just come to that one neighbor, or how does that work?
When it comes to the blitz, those are coordinated through the supervisors and the commander. Code enforcement officers, we can take requests and pass them on, but we're not, we don't actually schedule them. So the right person to call would either be the main office and ask for blitz to be conducted in your neighborhood, and then that will go up the chain. And then someone will contact you and we will get it scheduled.
And if someone just had a issue just with one neighbor, maybe there's a violation or something, just call your office, say, hey, this is the address. Can y'all go check out that address and whatever it is?
Yes, there's several ways you can do that. You can call the office, which is 670-610-4755, or you can use the Clayton app where you can actually report it through the app, or you can also do the code enforcement email. So there's
Okay.
3 different options you can utilize.
All right, fantastic, thank you.
You're welcome.
Judy Taylor, and I have a question.
Hi, Ms. Taylor.
Hello, and how are you?
I'm good.
I have several questions as usual. Is code enforcement still divided into 2 parts to where you have to report the residential one area and then the commercial businesses that are having a problem to another area? And if that's the case, I really appreciate the fact that the blitz was done by the residential in Sherwood Forest, and I'm trying to work with community development on our businesses at our entranceway to our subdivision in order to bring them into compliance to help us make our neighborhood look so much better, because we do all the cleanup and they do all the messing. And so we're just, and they don't bother to keep their grass cut or keep their trash cleaned up and those things. And I'm trying to work with community development on that. I just wanted to make sure that that's still the way we're supposed to report to the 2 different groups. And I wondered if anybody had an update about what was happening with the Terra Woods apartments that we have so many problems with all the time at 661 Sherwood Drive at the entrance to our subdivision.
Okay, I will speak to the first one. Yes, that's correct. The residential part goes through code enforcement and the other part goes through community development. I might ask Captain Williams to speak to about Sheridan because that's commercial.
Yes. Everybody, when it comes to the show, to the apartment complex over there, about 2 months ago, we had to go to court because they had a lot of fines out and one of the buildings was burnt and decrepit. We won the judgment on that, but the issue was the lawyers came back with an appeal. When it comes to the outside of that commercial property, we will have to contact community development. When it comes to a resident that having a personal issue like the heat, the lights, water leaks or whatever, then they will contact the code enforcement. So ma'am, understand it's the same as I spoke with you earlier about, like the trash on the Dollar General stores and stuff like that. Yes, ma'am, that would be community development if it's on commercial property. But you still can reach out to us and we will correspond with them and getting all those violations, try to get those handled for you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, I have a question. So I use the Clayton app to submit some issues. I guess they're considered commercial with the BP that's on Lake Spivey and the Exxon with all the trash and them not maintaining like the area. And it's been open for about 4 months and no one's gotten back to me. Is that something you can help with?
In regards to that, if it you want to, you're speaking Captain Williams.
You can respond, Ms. Aldridge.
In regards to that, when it comes with the Clayton app, if you do not hear something back, I'm not sure if it went directly to community development, but if it comes to us, we will open the case and we will reach out to the commercial side of that. So what I can do is that if you can give me that address, I can follow up and I'll see what the status is.
Okay, hold on a second.
Or I can give you my number and you can call them into me and we can pursue it that way as well.
Okay, that's fine.
However you choose.
The phone number is fine. I can call you.
You can go 678.
Oh, I found the address. It's 1973
Okay.
Highway 138 East, Jonesboro, Georgia. And then it says in the comments that it went to the code enforcement captain on January 3rd.
So what we'll do, I'll go in and I'll look at it. And what I'll do, if for some reason it got stalled, I'll resubmit a case for that. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Officer Aldridge.
You're welcome.
Commissioner Davis, this is Judy Taylor again. May I ask another question?
Sure.
Do you intend to cover, you had mentioned to me that there's going to be a cleanup of businesses in the very near future up and down Terra Boulevard.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm sure with our subdivision, those businesses really affect us at our entranceway, particularly that BP station up there that was allowed to have their dumpster put right out in front of our subdivision right next to our road and everything, and all their trash blows down in our area in a mess. But along that area, we still have problems with the tires being out in front of the business. And it's just a general mess from 138 north, really. Could you address or someone address what the plans are for the cleanup along Terra Boulevard?
Sure. Captain Williams, you're free to join in this as well. We just had a blitz on 138. And I don't know what the number of citations that were written, but there were several citations written addressing those issues that you've just brought up. That is going to be one of our number one. We've been out there also cleaning up as well, getting refuse involved in this as well, and just writing and getting it and trying to take care of these issues. There are several issues that have been taking place. My constituent aide, Denise Arad, has gotten plenty of calls on these as well. And I can tell you we are aggressively now going after this. And some folks are complying and some are not. And we've got to keep going after them. And we're going to continue to.
Yes, sir. Another thing, I know Director GK and Brucker and Olivia recently had a blitz for community development on Terra Boulevard. I don't know how far they made it down or the conclusion of that. Because we did not participate in that. Last year we had where we was getting with them doing blitzes on the weekend for barbecue stands and things of that nature. So once again, they reach out to us, maybe we can accommodate them, help them out, because Terra Boulevard is a long street, like I say, so I don't know if they got to your area, Miss Taylor, but they did conduct a blitz of the commercial properties on Terra Boulevard.
They did get to your area, Ms. Taylor. They went from the exit at 1941 all the way down to 138. I'd spoken to Patrick and GK the week before that, and they went through it to where they even got down to, Atlanta Fine Autos or something like that, and wrote them several citations. So we are aggressively going after that. We're going after that area, and we're also going after the area of Mount Zion, really trying to keep that cleaned up as well. So we're going after some of these major thoroughfares and really actively and aggressively going after to get these places cleaned up, because this is the only way to raise the branding of our county and also attract local other businesses to come in.
Very much.
Okay. Anyone else? So is that off? Wow, you got off kind of easy there, Mr. Williams. All right, well, let's move on to the next one, which is, and also too, let me say this. We also have broken ground, or they're scheduled to break ground here within the next few weeks. We have our first market rate apartment building coming into Clayton County since 2005. They are, and I think, Mr. Dean, they're over in your area, I believe. what is it? Mount Zion Circle, I believe that's the name.
Yeah, and I've had neighbors ask me if that was still,
That is,
what the status was and what was going on. So I'm very interested to hear what you have to say.
yes, that is, I met with them with community development. They have gotten their permits and they're ready to go. They've gotten their builders, and you should be seeing some signs going up there very, very soon. They're also putting in an 8-foot wide sidewalk from the entrance of your subdivision, which is, what is your subdivision, Mr. Dean?
Mount Zion Chase.
Yes, from Mount Zion Chase all the way up to the AMC movie theater. So we're really going to
Wow.
go, and I'm really trying to put pedestrian safety in anything that we begin to bring into the county.
Another question about that too, Commissioner Davis, is I know that you had mentioned that the county may be putting a light in on the intersection of Mount Zion Circle and Mount Zion Boulevard. Any idea of when that may happen or what the schedule is for that?
It's probably going to happen after the widening of Battle Creek in that area.
Oh, okay,
It's
gotcha.
going to be down the ways a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But the
All right.
sidewalk is fantastic because we just got into biking and all kind of stuff. So it's going to be great.
Correct. Anything that we're going through and folks that want to come in, I'm always asking for sidewalks. We want to basically give, we want to give gratitude to our pedestrian, not our cars. And a lot of times we're trying to widen roads and do all this for cars and traffic, auto traffic, but we really want to begin to get pedestrians out there, get our citizens walking from point A to point B, and get out of that car. Get out of that car.
Commissioner Davis, this is Judy Taylor again. What are they still planning to build the market rate apartments north of Sherwood on Terra Boulevard that was planned for? It's south of Mount Zion, between Sherwood and Mount Zion, up there on the right side going north, sort of across from the Hooters area, that direction. They were planned to be built about the same time the Mount Zion ones were talked about. Are they still planning to build those?
Correct. Right now, they are on hold. This COVID has put a lot of builders and developers on hold because of financing issues. A lot of banks aren't financing them and they're having to go through alternate means of getting it done. I've actually reached out to a couple of them to find out, hey, what are your plans? And they are one of the ones that are having some issues getting started on their project as well. So we're hoping they do. When, I'm not sure, but we're praying it will be sooner than later.
Thank you.
Well, also too, let me say this on it. COVID testing, you can get COVID testing for anybody that's interested at the Riverdale Town Center Monday through Friday. I don't have the hours on that, but it's usually it's by appointment only though. So those that are interested in COVID testing, you can get it done at the Riverdale Town Center. We have trash pickup. And I know we had some circulation and some rumors about us implementing countywide trash pickup. That rumor is false. We are talking about it and discussing it. But right now, with that topic, there is no plan to implement that right now at this point. What I am going to be doing though is conducting a survey online to get the citizens' thoughts on this, on not only the trash pickup is it needed, as far as billing, mechanisms and all that as well.
Does that make sense?
So I just want to let you all know that.
Commissioner Davis, I did have a question about that, about the garbage pickup. If the county does do take over or do garbage pickup, does that mean that it's a kind of a pickup of everything kind of thing? Like you can put your tires and your sofas and all kind of stuff, or does that just mean pretty much what we have now? You pick up your garbage, it would just be something that the county sponsors. How far does that go?
We don't know yet. We've not discussed it at length or in detail. So we don't have an answer to that as of yet. But if you do have large items like that, we can always call, you can always call, is it Refuge? Put it out on the curb, call Refuge. They'll come out and give you a price to come pick that up.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay.
Commissioner Davis,
Yes.
Since you mentioned the COVID testing, I have a question.
Sure.
The other day when the governor was at his press conference here at Hartfield Jackson, he mentioned the positive rate of testing in Clayton County. And later on, I read in the, what is that, Southern Crescent, Clayton County Crescent, that there's more than 5,000 positive COVID rate, people rather, in our county, and Jonesboro is leading the way with over 1,400. So I was wondering if there was an update regarding COVID testing.
I don't have the update, but as far as the testing, we know you can get the testing at Riverdale Town Center. I believe there's also one on Mount Zion where they can go get tested. Our numbers are, they've risen, but they've not risen like other counties have. And so we're fortunate on that, but we even want to get a little.
So may I ask a question?
You know that when they say Jonesboro, it's not just the city of Jonesboro. It also includes the county.
The unincorporated. Yes.
Unincorporated part. So it's not. I just want people to know so they won't think that it's just the city of Jonesboro.
May I ask a quick question regarding the census? Is Clayton County doing anything special about the census? Because I understand it's only about 56% at this time.
I tell you what, let's get to that after the next one because that's on the agenda. Is that okay?
Okay, sure. Okay,
all right.
Thanks.
So we've got that. The other thing I wanted to announce, and I think I already did, was the Clayton County Tax Commissioner's Office. And what they're doing is they're having Wednesdays from 8 to 10. At the satellite office on Southwest, the main office. Those seniors that need to get those related issues taken care of, your car tags, titles, anything of that nature. We want to let you know that Commissioner Baskins has put forth those hours specifically for you all. So we just want to make sure of that. Now, as far as the census go, we are behind, and I believe we have. Is Regina? Are you here to begin to speak on that, or is Brecca? Mr. Loach?
No, our chairman Deloach, I don't think is on the call, but this is Drew Andrews. If there's something that I can contribute to the conversation, just let me know.
Well, and I thought we were going to have somebody on to talk about this. We are behind, and we just had a meeting to discuss.
Yeah, that was my hair for Hawaii.
I'm sorry? Oh, okay.
They did it.
All right. And what we want to do is we want to begin to put forth efforts through some videos, through signage in the community, and we're also talking about having, something at a few of the churches and parking lots to begin to get this up. We have got to get our census up. I think they were talking about only being 68% was what they were considering their success rate. I don't consider 68% a success rate. I think we need to get it up a lot higher than that. We are complaining a lot about monies coming into the county. Well, those that don't complete those census, they are actually telling folks don't bring money to the county. They are physically telling the government, we don't want your money. We can go on our own. And we've got to begin to get these fundings into our county. One of it, something that just happened was what did we just get awarded? Somebody help me, maybe Representative Bruno. The CARES Act. Our CARES Act should have been a lot more than what we got, but our numbers were down and they weren't indicative of who we are. And we probably lost out on roughly about $70 million on that. So we've got to begin to put ourselves in place to where we can begin to use these funds to help our citizens. So I'm urging everyone to get out there, get your families, get your friends, and get those folks you don't know. But we've got to get them on that census and get them going, get them moving.
And the other thing that businesses will not come in either if our numbers are low, because when everybody keeps asking why these businesses don't come to Clayton County, the census is their first measuring stick. And so if our census is not like, DeKalb County is already at, I think 68%. They've worked really, really hard. And so I know the school district is working hard, but we really need to push those numbers and up so that we will not, like you said, so that we'll get the money that's due to us. And they need to make sure they count everybody in their family. And even if it might seem they might be counted twice, let them figure out how many people. But everybody that lives in the house, because if, say, and even if you're pregnant, that baby needs to count, because if not, what happens is we'll be taking care of whoever comes for the next 10 years. And 10 years is a long time to wait for somebody to keep telling you, well, next time, make sure you count it. We really need them to be counted now.
Also, if you think about it, each person gets $2,300 for 10 years. You keep thinking about all the money that is lost and why we can't get the infrastructure, affordable housing, so forth and so on. We really and truly need to push this hard. 68%, no, that is not a bar to try to reach. I'm sorry, 80% is better as far as I'm concerned. So what do we need to do?
Hey, this is Timothy Kenny. Sorry to kind of interrupt. They are they're doing a drive-by at Lee Street tomorrow for school supplies, and they are going to have the census set up where you can do the census at the event tomorrow. So that is at Lee Street School in Jonesboro from 12 to 5. So they will be doing the census there as well.
Timothy, can you send me that information, please?
I sure can, sir.
Thank you.
And Commissioner Davis, I don't know who is the department that we can do to sponsor that at our church or whatnot.
Okay. Brecca Johnson from Community Development is leading up a task force on that. And what I'll do, Pastor Quinn, is to reach out to her and involve you with that. If you can give me an email address or send me an email, I can get to you. Okay. And my email address is demont, DEMONT.Davis@claytoncountyga.gov.
And I'd just like to add to the conversation regarding census. If we can get our pastors to commit to like a census Sunday where, your sermon is around the importance of census and voting, because we know that the deadline now has been shortened to the end of September. So we have a short runway. And I appreciate Representatives Bruno, shout out to the CAP, because I'm on their census team, and we have been working hard. But I live here in Clayton County, so this is where I want to see our numbers grow. And any way I can help, please let me know.
Thank you,
Drew. Greetings, everyone. Commissioner Davis, how are you? Virginia Deloach.
Welcome.
I am so sorry. I wasn't aware I was supposed to be on this call, but when I got the text, I'm here. Welcome, everyone. Good morning. The census is so super important to us here in Clayton. It's going to drive infrastructure, housing for our schools. And over the next 10 years, we have an opportunity to earn $6.7 billion for our county. And it is correct, $2,300, I think it's $2,318. And what myself, as well as the executive director of the Development Authority, what we did on Thursday, we divided a list and we went to the apartment complexes and passed out in the offices, the management offices. We shared flyers so that we can get those out to those offices. Also, on yesterday, I had an opportunity to go to the extended stay. So we have to be boots on the ground because the deadline is September 30th. And I feel like September 30th is like today. With Brecca, some ideas that we have also shared with the school board, if we can place that census link on the landing pages of the school websites, also on the parent portals, as well as the virtual toolkit. That's a way that we can bring the attention, since we are virtual learning right now for the next 8 weeks. If we can make sure that our parents, when they're going there, that's an opportunity for us to push the census all back to the churches as well. sharing with them some bullet points that they can share during their Wednesday and Thursday or even Sunday services. So we're really boots on the ground again. We're also coming up with hopefully a census day that we can just do a huge blitz throughout the county. So listen out for details on that. I think Commissioner Davis, you may be aware of that, just a little bit of that that's what we're planning to do, something huge in the county to engage everyone, because we need every number, all of our tax dollars here. And it also gives us, when it comes down to representation at the state, it gives us additional persons there to help State Representative Bruno and others who represent Clayton County. We can get another seat. So it is so super important that we come out and push everyone to be counted. But thank you so much, Commissioner Davis, for all that you're doing and everyone else that's on this call.
Thank you, Regina. I appreciate that. And in fact, I'm scheduled to be over at one of the apartment buildings, so I'm going to need volunteers over there. I got to call Breck and find out what date it is. I think it's on a Saturday, to begin to really push and get these folks involved in these census. But like she said, we've got to hit the extended stay. We have a lot of non-traditional forms of living here. So we've got to begin to hit these extended stay hotels in masses to get these folks counted. And even we go after individuals that are also incarcerated as well.
Commissioner Davis, if you can help us push with the school system to place that link on the landing pages, the portals, the virtual toolkit, that would be a great push for us as well. And thank you again.
Thank you. Just reach out and send me the information.
Yes, sir, I will do it.
The school district sends something out every week. They really are doing their part. But now they do have those buses that are going around delivering food, and so that may be another way. If they can also, if you ask, I'll ask Dr. Beasley if they can have some technology along with them so that they can, ask parents to put their information in right then. There's also when Hearts to Nourish Hope has a lot of people that are in line 2 days a week, and they have 3 computers laptops that were donated by Fair Count to be used. So there's a lot of resources. It's just that, like you said, some people we have to get some more volunteers and just ask people if they would man those areas and get those people to sign up.
I don't know if you're aware, but you also have the ability to reach out to the water authority and put the message in with the water bills that go out. I know it's kind of a short notice, being what the deadline is, but there's that ability also.
All right. Thank you for that.
Commissioner DeMont, this is Betty Harry. I am a citizen of Riverdale. I have a quick question regarding the census after listening to Ms. DeLoach. Is it possible, or would it be out of place if we had someone at the grocery stores? Where do we see everybody at the grocery store? I'm sitting right now in the parking lot just observing. I've counted about 150 people that have gone in the grocery store. Could we do something there regarding the census?
I think that's a great idea. Nothing is out of place. I think we have to begin to consider every option. So I like the idea. So
yeah.
Mr. Also, you might want to get with Brecca and begin to try to put that one together as well. Go ahead.
And also my last one, how would you determine, I know when I got my census survey, I immediately sent it in. So how do you determine if you got mine? Is there some kind of check and balance that say that you got my census?
Ms. Bruno, can you speak to that? I'm not sure. If you're not sure.
I think that you can go back on the site and check. Go back on the site and see if there's a part on there that says to check and see if your census data has been received.
Okay.
Well,
right. Thank you.
Well, when you attempt to resubmit, it is say that you've already submitted the information, and it won't allow you to do it again.
Gotcha.
That is correct. Thank you, Mr. Andrews. That is correct.
Right there. Great. Thank you all for that one. Anything else on the census? Everyone is talking. We need you to be a volunteer and help us get out here and and beat these streets to get this done.
Okay, don't have a problem with it.
All right, all right.
Who's going to coordinate it? Because Organized Clayton has been sending in all kinds of suggestions of what could be done and asking, could we help? So who's going to coordinate that?
What I'll do is I'll reach out to Breck over community development. She's doing a lot of work with this, and we just had a virtual meeting. I think it was Tuesday. And so what I'll do is find out what else she's doing, and we'll begin to push those methods out to everyone to be aware of and get volunteers in place for it.
Do you have a phone number for her? Do you have a phone number for Brecca?
Brecca, let me look here and see.
Also, not to interrupt, I know you're looking for something, Commissioner Davis. We can also push it on our social medias as well. If you had to post it every day, I'm sure somebody is looking at your social media every day.
I did want to interject something real quick. If you look at the chat, if you open your chat, Brecca's email information is in the chat, along with a lot of contacts, people that spoke earlier with their phone numbers and their emails. So open up your chat and you can just copy and paste that information on a Word sheet or something.
And also the people are knocking on doors now too, so they're already here. So the other thing is to make sure people know that, but it's good to do everything on social media, but it's nothing like going and talking to people if you can with your mask on and keeping the distance.
This is true. I think what I'm hearing now is that we've got a lot of different efforts going along to get this accomplished, and we just have to begin to consolidate and make each and every other group aware of what each and every other group is doing.
Commissioner Davis, this is Ms. Deloach again. Ms. Aretha, if I can remember, is Ms. Aretha on the line?
Yes, ma'am, I am. Hi, Regina.
Hi, Ms. Aretha. I will place you in contact also in your team because we are putting in all suggestions to Ms. Brecca Johnson. She basically has a running calendar and she's looking for volunteers. So we will meet again because we just had a meeting with Ms. Brecca and we just have this calendar that we're trying to do something every weekend until the census date. So I will send you over her information so that you can coordinate with Ms. Brecca as well.
Thank you.
Great.
You're most welcome.
And also, anyone that wants to come out, and I'll put in a plug, we're having a Movies Under the Stars tonight for children over at the Lee Street Park at 7:30. And we're showing Jumanji: The Next Level. So if we want to bring out, and I'm going to try to go to the office and get some census cards, we might want to pass those out. We've really implemented, and Troy, did they do the circles again on the lawns over there?
I am not sure if the city of Jonesboro allowed it, but if they did, then we will have those.
Great.
Hey, Commissioner Davis, this is Rick. Just to reiterate, I don't think that question came up about circles.
Okay.
But if we're going to do, we need to coordinate that early in the day.
No problem. Yeah. I know Troy at Rum Creek had put these circles on the grass to promote the social distancing. And it worked out extremely, extremely well. So families had a big circle and they just kind of sat in their circle. But it was really, really nice to see. So I'm going to be out there as well. But we want to get out there and begin to pass those out and make folks aware that time is running out. We got to begin to get this money. So anything else? Open it up the floor for Q&A. Anybody have any questions?
Commissioner Davis.
Yes, ma'am. And welcome, Ms. Taylor. You made it in.
I did. It's amazing that I'm here, but this is new to me, but I'm enjoying it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. 2
things for Captain Turnipseed. I need to backtrack. I missed it when we were going through and talking to Captain Turnipseed, and I really appreciate Captain Turnipseed. He does a great job for our area. And one thing would be we had a real issue not so long ago, and it's a little better now, with gunshots in the area often, almost every night. And particularly, we were having issues over in the commercial area along Jester's Creek, that's off of 54, like over in Southern Road and that direction over in there. And of course, on social media, you see almost every night there's reports of gunshots in the area all around in different areas. It does seem a little bit better now. And I just wondered what we are doing and how we are sort of looking into that issue. And I also know that there were some additions or a few changes made to our noise ordinance. And so I was just wondering how the police department is handling when they get reports and how they're handling that when somebody reports a noise issue like that. That's mostly for Captain Turnipseed, I believe.
Okay. All right. So first on the gunshots at Southern Road area and Justice Creek, I've increased patrol. But as far as anything, like we've discussed before, anytime that y'all hear the gunshots or anything of that nature, we need y'all's assistance, the citizens' assistance and everything to give us an idea of where they're coming from. Obviously, I don't want you to get in the line of fire or anything like that. I don't mean it that way, but you know, from your residents, which direction is it coming from? We are very familiar with the pass through from Southern Road onto Justice Creek. We hit that area as often as we can. And the call volume, maybe because we're making more of a presence, the call volume and the repetition of the complaints in reference to that has dropped down. So I don't know if it's officer presence or just, I don't know what the circumstances are, but I'm glad that it's finally dropping down. In reference to the noise ordinance, commissioners have actually done a great job in reference, and our representative, Ms. Rhonda Burrows, and everything has actually done a great job in helping us out with the noise ordinance with the fireworks. So what they've done is they've actually changed the ordinance now to where the rapid fire or explosions of three rapid pops in a row within a few seconds between the hours of 9 o'clock and midnight is now not allowed. But we do need citizens' assistance in that, because obviously as you give us a call on reference to that, not saying that it's not a high priority call, but it does get put on the lower end of the call priority list. So if you see someone doing that, we actually need pictures or videos and everything. That way we've got that evidence, because 9 times out of 10 when we get there, as soon as they see the patrol car coming down, they've stopped and run into the house. But if we have the video footage or anything like that to where we can say, hey, it's definitely coming from this house, they ran in the house, then we can address the issues that way. First and foremost, like we've discussed before, I want to educate the individuals. I don't want to automatically start off with, hey, we're giving issue citations and things of that nature, because it is actually a new ordinance that has taken place. So I do want to educate people first and give them the opportunity to correct their own issues or their own errors. And then we will address it from there if the issue continues.
Great. And also too, let me reach out and say an extreme thank you to Representative Bernot. She was instrumental in getting this, helping us draft this and getting this pushed through for this community. She was involved in a lot of the community meetings here, and she really just stepped up to the plate. So Representative Bernot, I want to say thank you for all your hard work and effort in assisting me in getting this done.
Oh, you're welcome.
Commissioner Davis.
Yes.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
District 2 and District 1 is sponsoring a free food distribution.
Mm-hmm.
Can any other districts in Clayton County attend?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Commissioner Davis, this is Dixon.
Yes. Hey, how are you?
I'm great. Did you find out what establishment that is coming right there at Spur 38 next to the O'Reilly? When we met with you in your office, you said you didn't know at the time.
Correct. And I've gotten it. I've got to go back through my emails. I went to community development, and I've got to get that again, and I will reach out to you on that quickly.
Okay. And also, what is that establishment they're building right there where the Walgreens? I don't know what that is either. It's on the opposite side of where I'm talking about.
Let me get that. I'm writing this note down.
Okay.
Commissioner Davis, while you're doing that, may I speak? This is Sergeant Isaac.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to remind the citizens to please go on our Facebook page and our Nextdoor page. We are constantly posting updates. Right now, we have Robert's Corner on Nextdoor and Facebook, and he's going to do a segment where he answers any questions that you may have. in reference to the community or anything. Ms. Taylor, I did receive your question and your concern. He does have 2 other segments on Facebook and Nextdoor. You just have to go through the history and find them. If you want, I can repost those to update them. Also, in order to be more transparent to our citizens, we have decided to post more of the results. As you can see, over the last week, we posted the results of our road safety checks to make our roadways safer on Terra Boulevard and on the interstates. We've had an increase in accidents and fatalities, especially on Terra Boulevard. And in an effort to keep our citizens safer, we have introduced the road safety checks. Also, on there, you'll see that our officers and our detectives are working diligently to solve any heinous crimes that are going on in the county. And those are also going to start being posted on Facebook. So please don't forget to check out our Facebook, our Nextdoor, and our Twitter page for any updates that you may need. That's all I have.
Great, thank you. Is there any other questions, or is there a department that was overlooked that wants to give us some information?
I actually have a question for Troy that actually came up to me and I didn't have the answer. So just some clarification. On the addition of the recreation center, is there going to be an indoor pool at the facility? And if so, what size?
Yes, Captain Turnip Seed, yes, it is. There is a pool in the facility. It is a state-of-the-art pool, 0 depth entry, a lap swimming pool, 50 meter. No, I'm sorry, mate, 25 meter. It's considered a lap pool. It's a lot larger than your average household pool, but smaller than Steve Lundquist, of course. But yes, and it's indoors as well.
Okay, thank you. I've had several people ask me. I just needed to know that so I could assist them with that.
They will be very pleased when they see it.
Thank you.
Great. Well, it sounds good. I want to thank everybody for joining in here. Does somebody else have another question?
Yes, I just wanted to make everybody aware of the fact, I was looking on Nextdoor, and someone had commented about the new logo for Clayton County, and they made the statement that they didn't know why the airport was on there. And I hope that everybody knows that the airport sits in Clayton County. We secured that $45 million grant some time ago. The county's part is going to run out in December. And so the airport is as much ours as it is Atlanta. If you land on the Delta side, you land in Clayton County. And so that's why the airport symbol is on there. I just want to make sure everybody understands how important the airport is to our county.
I had a question about that, Ms. Bruno. I remember a while back there was a whole thing about Clayton County or the taxes or something like that going to Atlanta versus it going to Clayton County and us possibly missing out on millions of dollars because of some type of law change or something like that. And I was wondering, I don't know if that decision was made or if that was voted upon or how that kind of landed, but I was wondering if you could elaborate on that a little bit.
Yes, I can. We are still working on that each and every day. We have had meetings with the city of Atlanta, and then we have a lobbyist in DC that is working with the Senate. And if this particular legislation passes on the Senate side, then we will be able to get our money back. But we are working, the delegation is still working. We had legislation last year during the session. So we are continuing to make sure that Clayton County gets the money that they're due from the airport.
Okay. Is there any support that you need from constituents to make phone calls or anything like that?
Not right now, but probably when we go back in session, because I'm going to present the same legislation I presented last year. And we had a hearing, but that was as far as it went. So we will be asking for community support at that time.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is Tammy Hayward. I wanted to thank all of you for all of the efforts y'all have made with the International Park. It's amazing. With what Representative Bernal was talking about with the airport, I wanted to point out that our court system does adjudication at the airport. Even though you see City of Atlanta police officers, those cases come to Clayton County. So it would be crucial for us to get our share of whatever monies are coming from the airport, since those individuals come to us, those cases come to us, and they come to our jail.
Great point, Ms. Hayward. All right, folks, I want to thank everybody for joining in and giving us such good information.
Excuse me.
Yes.
My name is Leah Ingram. I had a question about jury duty. Are they still holding jury duty? Because I had received a summons, and due to my health, I've been receiving extensions from my doctors, and I'm due to come in at the end of November. What's going on as far as jury duty is
Ms.
concerned?
Hayward, would you like to address that?
Sure. For now, everything is under the Chief Justice Melton's emergency order and the order that was initiated by our chief of the Superior Court, Judge Geronda Carter, so that we are in a holding pattern, especially for jury service, at least through September. And I'm not, I can't recall the date right now, but I can pull it up. But I do advise that as you get closer to the date of your service, at least a month out, you want to call the number that's on your jury service notice. And also, if you have health concerns that would keep you from serving, just make sure that you have that information, and it may exempt you for longer than just a period of time. Also, anyone over the age of who's 70 or over who wishes not to serve can submit that verification to the jury manager, and then you would be exempt from service, even though myself as a judge on state court and the rest of the judges, we really appreciate the wisdom and the maturity that comes with someone of the golden years when they're making decisions on juries. So if you're able to serve, we appreciate it, but we understand if you're not. And as I said, if you're 70 or older and you wish not to serve or not to be considered in the future, you can submit that information.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining. Our next town hall meeting is going to be on September 14th at 11 a.m. That's September 14th at 11 a.m. So you can go out and register. Jason, is that link up already for them to register to where we can begin to get that information to them?
So I just created the meeting. We haven't posted the registration details yet on the website, but we'll get that posted on Monday.
Great. So we can begin to start registering for that. If there's anything that anyone wants to discuss on that or is just confused about some information, please submit your questions in advance so that we can begin, if we don't know the answer, can begin to research and get the information to you to make you well informed of that.
Just to let everyone know, any questions that are submitted, go to the District 4 at claytoncountyga.gov email address, and that so you guys will get them that way.
Great.
One quick other question. Which park was the movies in the park tonight?
Lee Street.
Lee Street Park. Okay. And that was at what time?
It starts at 7:30. So
7:30. Okay.
So we want to thank you, Mr. Clark, for allowing us to use that park tonight. So, all right, people. I enjoyed you all. Thank you, and have a great and happy weekend.
Thank you. I appreciate Zoom.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.